For those of you who don't know, a blind item is essentially alleged information that is leaked about celebrities by the people closest to them. Think nannies, security, chefs, stylists, and fake friends. Like I said, this information is strictly alleged and I don't claim any of it to be fact, but we have watched a lot of blind items come true right before our eyes. I do not write the blind items, I just read them, so don't come for me when I read about your favorite celebrity. On this account, I read the daily blind items along with their revealed guesses. These blind items are for entertainment purposes only, and again, I don't claim any of it to be fact, but I will say where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, here's part 2 of the blind items that allege that Tom Cruise does some strange things with fish. And these blind items allege that he does it to raw fish and also a live fish from a pet store. This one's called We Have More Fish. One more thing. I think I know the identity of Fish Lover. Back in, I think, 2015 or 2016, I worked in a pet store in Georgia. A friend of mine who worked the registers and would assist in the live animal department when needed came up to me one day in tears and said that this A-plus list, mostly movie actor, had just flipped out on her. He had come into the store about 10 minutes prior and had begun inquiring about fish. He wanted to purchase a plecostomus, which is a type of sucker-mouth catfish that can grow up to 24 inches long depending on the species. He said he wanted the biggest one we had. My friend showed him the common plecos we had, which grow to be the largest, but none were more than about 6 inches long because we received them all as babies, and they're always purchased by customers before they mature. He began demanding one that was at least 20 inches long, and my friend told him that we simply did not have any that size. She suggested he go to any kind of small mom and pop type fish store around the city, as they usually have at least one massive pleco suffering in a way too small tank. At that point, our actor basically threw a tantrum, whining about how he needed the fish now, and he stormed out and shouted out back at her that he would be considering a lawsuit. Needless to say, my friend was very upset. And again, this is allegedly Tom Cruise. This next one reads, the craziest tip I have received in a couple of months. I thought I would share. I made it a blind. I'm originally from California, but I've been in a language immersion program in Italy for the past 18 months. Yesterday, I was doing my weekly shopping when I saw this A-plus list, mostly movie actor, over at the fish counter. He was wearing his mask, actually two, one on top of the other, but I knew it was him because he had security with him and because I heard he was filming in this city, Rome. So he purchased a whole sea bass and requested that they not wrap it up for him. He then took the fish into the men's room, was in there for about 10 minutes, and when he came out, he no longer had the fish. I don't know what he was doing with it, but it's really effing weird. This next one reads, earlier this week, I posted about the craziest tip I received in some time. Here is a continuation of that tip. The only edits are for blindness and a note on 2016. I believe I know who the fish bathroom guy is. I think it is this A-plus list, mostly movie actor, because I witnessed him doing something similar in 2016. The actor was briefly in town in 2016 in a supermarket in LA. He had been wearing sunglasses, but it was definitely him based on the nose and the bodyguard next to him. I mean, being LA, I guess it could be any celeb, but it was really the nose that gave him away. I took a number from the red number thing and waited to be helped. Our actor was taking a while though because he was carefully examining every fish that the guy placed on the scale. Finally, he settled on one, not sure what kind it was though. The actor requested the man not wrap it up, so that's actually the only reason why I followed him. I thought maybe they were filming a movie or something and they had an emergency need for a new prop. He went into the men's room with the fish and the bodyguard, but I stayed outside, afraid to be appearing of yet another starstruck civilian following a celeb somewhere. Although when they opened the door to the restroom, I could see that there was not a film crew inside. I waited around like 5 minutes pretending to be shopping and was about to leave. I was thinking I might get in trouble for loitering outside the bathroom or something when they finally came back out of the bathroom with no fish. I was really curious, so I went in and found the fish in the garbage wrapped in a massive amount of paper towels. Then I left. Here is another one. This one is called More Fish. This was my first time ever as an extra, and I was actually told I was lucky because I got to get more glimpses of the actors than most extras do. I noticed this A-plus list mostly movie actor seemed jumpy, sort of like he was on something. He was like bouncing on the balls of his feet. He wears specially made shoes with really thick soles, by the way. I'm good at reading lips because I have a partial hearing loss that's getting worse as I age. And as the shoe was ending, I was on the other side of the street from him, so I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I read his lips and he kept saying something about a fish. He said the word at least 3 times. This next one is called We Have Fish. So, my friend and I were talking this afternoon, and I, of course, asked him about his meeting with this pint sized A list, mostly movie actor. He said it was cool and the actor was quite friendly, but he said he overheard the gentleman who got off the helicopter with the actor whispering to one another. He wasn't 100% sure what was said, but he said he was pretty sure he heard something that sounded like should have put a hole in the chute, followed by something that sounded like this bullshit with the fish. He said he's pretty sure it was fish, but it's possible it was wish instead. All I can think of is maybe he was involved in some sort of make a wish foundation for a child or something. And this last one is just funny. It is called Fish Haiku. Fishman is A-plus list, mostly movie actor. I know because I saw him do stuff with a trout. It was long ago on a long lost movie set in California. I'm not an actor. My mother was in the crew. She brought me along. He had trout brought in, whole and large with mouths open. He refused to share. Then he disappeared into the bathroom with one. He thought no one saw. I went in after and found it in the trash can, stuffed at the bottom. It was in rough shape. One eyeball was popping out. The mouth leaked white stuff. I ran to my mom. She told me to shut my mouth, so I said no more. Here's a blind item in the form of a haiku that alleges to what happened to the fish after Tom Cruise does what he does with them. Fishman is A-plus list, mostly movie actor. I know because I saw him do stuff with a trout. It was long ago on a long lost movie set in California. I'm not an actor. My mother was in the crew. She brought me along. He had trout brought in, whole and large with mouths open. He refused to share. Then he disappeared into the bathroom with one. He thought no one saw. I went in after and found it in the trash can, stuffed at the bottom. It was in rough shape. One eyeball was popping out. The mouth leaked white stuff. I ran to my mom. She told me to shut my mouth, so I said no more. And again, this is allegedly about Tom Cruise and fish.
Now they're all watching the fucking movie. Look at this shit. What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
You know, those weird things they say he does down at the aquarium.
Oh my God.
I'm done with The Simpsons. I'm done. I can't.